chance for Pakistan as well on those wickets.
Yeah, those wickets, new stadiums have been building up, so hopefully they'll be ready before the Champions Trophy. The whole country is very excited. It's a huge, huge moment for Pakistan, and of course the cricket fans in Pakistan and all over the world. It's a big deal.
And I did read with great interest, Wasm, your comments about to the Indian players, if you like. Please, please come. You'll be well looked after. Everything's safe, and the fans are desperate to see them.
They are desperate to see all the greats of the game from India: Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. Then young players like Surya Kumar Yadav, Pandya, Bumrah. They have fans all over the world, but they have a lot more fans in Pakistan. That's a brilliant shot straight to the fielder. And another thing, I suppose, if they feel comfortable, I was reading somewhere that they can come to Pakistan in the morning or night before, play the game and travel back. That's fine with us. That's fine. They can go back to Chandigarh. That's about 20 minutes flight from Lahore, or probably a little more, little over 25, 30 minutes. Right. As long as they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
As long as they feel comfortable.
Yeah. Upish has enough pace on it to reach the boundary. It's a welcome boundary for the Pakistan fans. Sean Abbott shows signs of frustration. But the partnership continues to grow. It's up to 31 now, and after 16 overs, Pakistan 2 for 59. And it is time. Drinks break.
सबसे बड़ी सिटीज की पहली जंग में यू मुंबा को मिली हार, क्या वो दिल्ली को दे पाएंगे हार के बदले हार? Watch Pro Kabaddi League Rivalry Week, U Mumba versus Dabang Delhi KC, 5th November at 9 p.m.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Dream 11 and Shriram Finance in partnership with HP Lubricants, Droff, Mother Dairy Ma Jaisi, and Red Bull.
Indian batters are tough.
Fearless Indian batsmen, and their bowlers tougher. India win the Test series. It's time to settle the score.
The toughest test between the toughest rivals. It's India versus Australia, Border Gavaskar Trophy.
Incredible epic Test series.
Australia versus India, the toughest rivalry, starts 22nd November, Friday.
Thanks, Dad. That's gone. Visual board.
Beautiful day here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground to kickstart the men's international summer, and we're going to go down into the middle of that very ground there and talk to Mitchell Starc. Good afternoon to you. Starkey, you said before the game when we had a quick chat that you were feeling good and fresh, and it looked almost perfect today.
Yeah, it's been a nice start. Obviously, power play wickets and one-day cricket are pretty key. So it seems like a nice wicket. We said maybe a little bit too paced, I guess, which is a common term, but it seems a pretty nice wicket. Just trying to take a few wickets while we're in our work here, and that makes it tougher for the batting side in the back half.
Hey, Starkey, Wasim here. Quick question. I was very impressed with the delivery you bowling nowadays away from the right-hander. That's incredible, and I think you're going to get a lot more wickets now.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's always very humbling coming from you, so thank you. Yeah, just trying to add strings to the bow, I guess, and yeah, I guess the old dogs will still try new tricks.
You still look very good, buddy.
And the whole commentary team wants to know, a little bit quieter out there without David Warner.
Is he standing behind you there? Marnus is taking over for him anyway, so it's all good.
Brilliant. Let you get back to it, mate. Thanks for joining us. 2 for 19 off 6 overs, opening up from the members' end. Mitchell Starc, he looked fantastic. He looked really impressive in a Sheffield Shield hit out a couple of
Looked
weeks
in
ago.
control, rhythm was
Yeah.
good. He wasn't.
Good carry. But here's the opening wicket of the summer. It was young Sam Ayub on debut. Just dragged one back, left the gate open there, and Stark went through. And then a little bit of indecision there from Abdullah Shafiq. Saw him be dismissed. 101 wickets in one-day international cricket on home soil now, Mitchell Stark. What a warrior he has been for Australia in, well, all formats, really. But, this white ball game, he's owned it for a long time. Bad start, an opening spelling punch. Pat Cummins, well, 4 overs for 21, but it's going to be Cummins now, who resumes from the members' end. Pakistan 2 for 59.
Yeah, the captain bringing himself back on. How often have we seen it in all formats of the game where Australia need a breakthrough and he puts himself on, and that breakthrough generally happens not always inside the first over, but he's got an incredible knack.
Decent crowd now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always easy at this ground to be a bit negative on the crowd because it's such a big stadium, but it's a nice collection of people in the sun. Wicket in place now. Coming from off to the leg side.
Pakistan always get so much support, don't they? Wherever they play around the world, there's a great atmosphere. That's why, you mentioned Pakistan playing India in the Champions Trophy. I'd love to see a test series on a regular basis.
Yeah, that would be incredible, just for the game and for the people in general, for cricket itself.
I'll tell you what, Wazzy, you take India on a spinning track, you've got a chance.
Yeah, now we do, after India got hammered by New Zealand at home, 3-0, absolutely.
Just rev up Salman Khan again.
Yeah.
I love...
When I started, my second series was against India in 1989, and then the next series was 1999. So we didn't play test cricket, we played 1 day in between Sharjah and Canada, but hardly, there was no test cricket for 10 years. So probably you were right that Babar got rested for a couple of games. His hunger is back. He's relaxed now. He hasn't scored 15, 18 innings in Test cricket. So if we get to 50 here, that'll be great for him and for Pakistan, of course. And he resigned from captaincy so he can enjoy his cricket, enjoy his batting. He wasn't expecting the full toss, was he, Rizwan? It was a quick delivery. It wasn't a slow delivery either.
China. 62 after 17. Some favourite strip, that one. Have to be yours too, wasn't Macram, wouldn't it? That one there, the 1992 World Cup.
Absolutely. And that too at this historic ground at the MCG, as in Melbourne or Australia, you call it the G.
Yeah, this is a good matchup. Adam Zampa. To most batters, actually, around the world, in the middle part of an ODI, but particularly to Mohammad Rizwan.
Rizzi will definitely try to go towards square leg sweep, maybe.
Yeah, it's only about 4 times.
Yeah.
All for 64, so Adam Zampa will fancy this one.
Nice mullet.
I saw that on you in the 92 World Cup final out here. It was something similar, wasn't it? Had a little bit of
Really?
length about it.
It was long. I didn't know anything about mullet then.
What about that spell around the wicket to my boys there? Was him to Alan Lamb, Chris Lewis.
Yeah,
That
that
ball
was a long
kinda-
time ago,
yeah,
actually. Yeah.
Got the ball talking.
At the right moment, most importantly. I mean, this ground has been lucky to me in general as a batter. I've got my highest one-day international score here as well against Australia. Batting at number 8, I think we were something 80 for 6, as always.
What did you get, Was?
Yeah, I think I got 86 if I remember, and that was the highest score of ODI.
Oh, that's close to pads up.
It's just the aura of this ground when you walk in as a young kid or as a cricketer from you never been here. It's just you're mesmerized by the aura of this ground. It's just incredible. Never seen anything like this.
Bold, slides it through there, Adam Zampa. Instant impact, and it's the big, big wicket of Babar Azam. Just what Pakistan did not need, but so often, so reliable is the leg spinner. Cummins calls, Zampa delivers.
Well, it's the length here from Zampa. And it does for Babar Azam because he goes back and it's just a little bit fuller than he thinks. It's the leggy that skids on. Doesn't bounce a great deal. But it's the perfect breakthrough for Adam Zampa. Inside his first over. He does it so often, and he's got the big one in Babar Azam. He goes for 37. It's 3 for 63.
Yeah, what a delivery by Adam Zampa. What a cricketer. Consistent. Look at this. It wasn't a front. I think it was a front foot delivery. Babar went on a back foot. It was beautifully bowled within the stumps. And it wasn't a flipper either. It was just a leg break and obviously didn't turn. Front foot delivery, but big wicket like Wani said. Babar Azam gone for 37 or 44.
Spot on about that stroke selection. It's a poor judgment there. That's a step forward. Get your front foot forward. Get out and meet it.
Yeah, that's just a lapse in concentration. Just switching off for that split moment. That's all it takes. Cameron in at number 5. By the way, as you mentioned, you're 86. He came off 76 deliveries.
Those days it was a big deal.
You were batting at 7.
Batting at 7, yeah.
50 for 5 was the score.
Kamran Ghulam, debut test match 100 against the mighty England.
You keep calling England the mighty.
You guys have been calling the best ball, mighty, all the names you guys come up with. We just follow. He's a very busy player, a very good player, consistent. He's been getting runs in first-class cricket.
You could almost say it's his debut as well. He does have one-day international to his credit, but he came in as a concussion substitute. Ooh, aggressive start too, prepared to use his feet, leaves the crease and finds the boundary. Counter punch for Pakistan. Kamran Ghulam off the mark.
Oh, I love this, Gilly, because Pat Cummins have put 7 fielders in the circle to say, come on, we're going to squeeze you. And he thought, I'm having none of that. Lovely use of the feet, nice club down the ground.
You know, what a shot from Kamran. Positive intent.
Yeah, Pakistan batted, and then there was a concussion situation where I can't quite remember who the player was that was subbed out, but he came in as the replacement player, but didn't get a bat because they'd already batted. So just came in and fielded. So it's almost a debut today. Covers just crept in a little bit tighter.
He played so well in the Test matches in Pakistan on a completely different pitch. Just see how he plays here with the ball that just bounces a little bit steeper.
Like Mitchell Stark said, it's kind of a two-pace pitch with the new ball or semi-new ball, so it'll be a tough kind of situation for this Kamran.
Yeah, and Pat Cummins is doing the same as what he did for Zampa. He's put the squeeze on.
He has got slip in place as well.
Yeah, 7 fielders in the circle.
And this is attacking cricket. That's what I love about Australia mindset. They're going for the wickets here. Some teams just say, okay, let's give them single, but no. You can't. You have to, like Wani said, squeeze them in and put pressure on them. Let them take risks.
I just think it's the mindset of any era, but particularly in this era, you have to be thinking wickets. Whether that's in T20 cricket, 50-over cricket, it's the only way to stop these teams.
Kamran Ghulam comes from a big family. He's the 11th out of 12 brothers and 4 sisters.
Wow.
There's 16 kids.
Yes.
Pakistan selection committee.
16?
Yep.
What's the age gap, out of interest?
Okay, let me check. Just give me a second.
Wow.
Rubbish. He looks a busy player, an aggressive player. Just the 4 deliveries. We've seen him dispatch Zampa. Himself off strike on his first ball from Cummins, and now this attempted pull shot. A lot of bounce here, just keeping a fraction lower there. It's one earlier to Babar Azam that he made a similar stroke to, about waist height. 11 brothers, 4 sisters.
Yeah, six brothers played in the same team. It'd be at loggerheads at who would bat first. It was normal to have a fight, he said.
Adjustment in the field here. Maxwell's come in. So no mid-on, no traditional mid-on. Couple of catches on the leg side. Challenges the stumps. He is busy. He's into the contest here. He's interested here, Pat Cummins. Thinks he can lure out the false stroke, so he's bolstering the leg side deep field. There's a deep fine leg, and 3/4 of the way deep backward square, and then again 3/4 in front of square. All glove and taken. That is brilliant from Pat Cummins. He set the trap, he set the doubt in the batsman's mind. The young man came out with a busy mindset, but it is the class and skill of the Australian captain that sees another wicket fall. Outstanding from Cummins. Pakistan lose their 4th.
Oh, this was another awkward delivery from Pat Cummins. He's had a career of them, and Kamran Ghulam, who did so well in his first test, got a test 100, first up at 29. This was an absolute brute. It's just kissed the glove via the helmet, and Josh Inglis has done the rest. He just bowls remarkable, unremarkable balls. It was a bouncer, but it gets another wicket. Ghulam's out for 5. It's 4 for 70.
Well, that's classy build-up from Pat Cummins. Welcome to international cricket in Australia, young man. Just extra pace, extra bounce. He adjusted the field the way he needed to, just to let the batsman know that something different might be happening. Oh, look at that. Great images. If you're an Australian, not so good if you're a Pakistan supporter, but you've got to acknowledge greatness when it's in front of your very eyes, and Pat Cummins is in that category.
It's funny, you know, boys, he takes his test wickets in the mid-22s. Glenn McGrath took him in 21s. Could Pat Cummins be our best ever when he's finished, if he shaves that into the 21s?
He's going to be in the conversation, that's for sure. Zampa continues. A change of commentary as Salman comes to the crease, faces his first ball. You've already heard from Kerry O'Keefe. Welcome David Warner and Mark Howard.
Oh, nice, Zorby.
Afternoon, everyone. Good morning, Pakistan. Got Fox Cricket's newest recruit, David Warner, with us, and Fox Cricket's veteran. Is that what we're going with, Scott?
Yeah, veteran will do.
How are you, David?
Fantastic, Howie. How are you?
Very good. Zampa doing Zampa things.
Oh, nice.
Tell us about Adam Zampa. He just seems to hit the stumps or the pads frequently, David.
He always does, and he's been doing that for a fair while now for Australia. He is literally the rock in this lineup. Very rarely misses the mark and always targets the stumps.
What's he like to face in the nets?
Well, you know he's not a big turner of the ball, but his length is impeccable and his pace is fantastic. So as a left-hand batter, you try and use your feet to come down the wicket to a ball turning in, but generally he just gets that natural slide across the left-hander, and we want to try and cut. But as you saw with Babar Azam, that one can sort of shoot through low.
Oh!
Just like that there. It's going to hit the stump or the front pad there if he misses it.
Don't think enough teams select left-hand batters in their top 6 against him who can slog sweep. We saw Ben Duckett and Ravindra, David Miller.
nice
These
drift.
players,
Lovely drift.
they can hurt him with the slog sweep. He loves right-handers. It's the end of the over. It's 4 for 71.
Let's have a bit of a look at a split screen of Adam Zampa and the wicket ball. 87 k an hour and just completely beat Babar Azam. Have a look at the pitch map. Keep an eye out for the red delivery. So the red one is the wicket. He just doesn't miss the stumps, does he?
It's funny, when you look at his record against Pakistan in white ball cricket, it's unremarkable. I think South Africa playing best in ODIs, but Pakistan playing best in T20 internationals. He hasn't got a tremendous record here at the MCG in white ball cricket outside the Big Bash, which he's dominated. So for Babar Azam to play that shot, to play back to something he may have played forward to, is a credit to what Adam Zampa does. He makes people make mistakes.
Back to the skipper. Swapped ends from his opening spell.
See, Pakistan lost the... Dave, you won the power play so often. It's so crucial, isn't it, to Australian in white ball cricket to win that opening 10 overs in ODIs?
Yeah, it definitely is. And I thought, so the way that Abdullah went about his business, you've got to be proactive. You have to try and put pressure on the bowler from ball one. I know there's 2 new balls, but when there's no swing, you have to identify that. And you get 10 overs and you can maximise that.
Just pulled forward a square, Dave. We were at the back getting ready to do our stint, and Cameron Ghulam came out and you said, right, they'll bowl short to him. There's a theory that he's compulsive, and this is exactly what the skipper did.
Yep, exactly. When you come from over, the subcontinent way and you play on these bouncy, fast wickets, you are tending to get set up like this. And Pat Cummins, world-class bowler, did the old reverse Balachi there and bowled a full one first up, and then second one was just an absolute rip snorter and took his glove with him. But even as you see here, at the top of his mark, he's showing people to move a little bit, but they're not moving.
Oh, there's a short one again. Explain that.
So he would pretend like he would stand at the top of his mark and move a player side to side. So he wants the batsman to actually look at him and go, all right, he's moved the player a little bit. But if you look at how much space is out here at the MCG, you've got 3 back, 1 in front. So you've got 2 behind. Fine leg. It's quite fine. Got a third man that's real fine. They know that he's compulsive. So what he tries to do is he'll try and just manipulate it, get into the batsman's head, bowl the odd full one. And then as a full one comes, you're not thinking to get forward. So then you just throw your hands at it and potentially you could get bowled LBW. It's always in the back of your mind. You know the field placements. There's 3 on the pull shot, and you got that fine third man, and there's no deep point. So with Pat Cummins, as good as he is, he's not going to allow you to score. You can't just tuck one around the corner. He's going to make you play shots. He's going to make you duck and weave. That's the energy that you as a batsman have to come out and go, how am I going to tackle this? Because you want to try and score. You want to put pressure on him, but he won't allow you to.
Short one, so you've played against Patrick, you played a lot with him, you played against him. How are you putting Pat Cummins under pressure if you're batting?
Well, with this field and how big the boundary is, you've got to try and get into a position where you can hit down on the ball. But with a wicket that's got bounce and pace in it, it's hard to do that. And then you might get the odd one that goes over the keeper's head, but you've got to try and either see it out if you can, and if it's just fraction, short of a real high ball, you can get on top of it. But that's why Glenn Maxwell is where he is there at mid-wicket.
Great insight from David Warner on Fox Cricket. Just one from the Cummins over after 21, 4 for 72.
Well, this is the last of the... Well, no, the Irfan Khan's to come. But Rizwan Salam Ali Akka, who's the best player of spin in the side, he's very inventive, has to dominate Zampa at some stage. It'll be interesting, that battle. Australia are leading this game. They won the power play. Zampa's chimed in. Pat Cummins has bowled a couple of jaffas. 4 for 72 from 21. Pakistan playing from behind.
Backward square, 20 from the rope. Deep long on. Deep mid off. Cover point, providing protection. David, you might not appreciate how much cricket Kerry watches. You're normally out in the middle, but now you're up here with us. There is not a game of cricket. It can be a test match. It can be the European Cricket League. It can be the Nepal League. Kerry will have watched it.
I've drawn the line at the European Cricket League.
No, Kerry.
When Czechoslovakia beat Romania the other night, that was it for me.
Good bit of bounce from Zampa. If it's happened on a cricket field, Kerry will know that it happened.
I saw his red 96-page booklet over there. He was writing in it.
Yeah.
And he's using these permanent markers.
Yep.
And I looked to the side, there's another 6 of those books.
Yes.
And I'm like, have I done my research here?
It's light reading, Dave, don't worry.
Nicely slog swept away by Rizwan. He took one step. There is protection out there. And they keep it to 2. That's one of the old World Book Encyclopedia. That's the type of thing that Kerry runs with. Taking on Zampa.
More of this from Mohammad Rizwan. You've got to employ the slog sweep against Zampa, I think. Left-handed preferably, but Rizwan is an accomplished slog sweeper. He stays low, he swats.
Oh, nice.
Kerry allows you to glance inside that ledger. It's a glance into the mind of an incredible man.
Oh.
It's a rabbit hole, David. You might get your way out of.
He lost me at reading.
There's no word over 8 letters, just that, Dave. You'll understand it.
Okay.
They're eclectic. I have seen pages that contain a description of Serena Williams' forehand, and on the same page, Kerry's 3 favourite ice cream flavours. So it covers all gamuts of life.
Very random.
2 to come in the Zampa over. Picked up the big wicket of Babar Azam. Bowled earlier on.
Just back to the power play, guys. Pakistan, there's a new broom. They've won a test series against England at home. But There's only two sides worse in the bowling and batting power play in ODI cricket: the Netherlands and the West Indies. And Abdullah Shafiq and Shahab Ayub, they're out early, but there has to be more intent early. And Dave alluded to it. You've got to beat Australia inside the first 10. It's 4 for 76. And that's the key. If you come over here, pick players that are going to be proactive early. And I know that the class of Stark was obvious early, but you've got to take them on. You've got to play on the up. You've got to play high risk, high return. Because if you get 35 in the first 10 overs and lose 2 wickets, you don't often win the game. And players are, they've got to be more mindful of that.
And it just adds pressure to, one of the best batters in the world, number 1 batter in the world, Babar Azam. Soaks up 26 balls and then gets out to like a nothing shot. There was no intent. And it just looked like he's one of the, prod his front foot to Pat Cummins and allow Pat Cummins to bowl to him. Pat Cummins is going to do that no matter what. You've got to be creative. You've got to try and, he doesn't hit the stumps often, Pat Cummins. So you've got to know, as a right-hand batsman, it's going to come into you a little bit. There's no deep square. You might have to just bite the bullet and just be courageous and try and play a pull shot off a length. It's not easy to do, but you have to have something. You have to have that in the mindset to be aggressive in that first 10.
Change of bowl, 3 overs, 1 for 7. As the captain's taking himself off, replaced by Mitchell Starc, who got the opening 2.
You had a great record with Aaron Finch. What did you do for each other out in the middle? You had a stunning partnership at the top of the order in white ball cricket. What was at the base of all that?
I think just the way that we both fed off each other's energy when we were out there. We both had the same aggressive mindset. Finchy, he just was aggressive and went back over the bowlers' heads. If I got any width, I'd try and, obviously cut the ball or pull the ball. But just the energy we just fed off each other. And it was great because when he was going, I didn't need to go any harder. What tends to happen is, if one's accelerating, the guy at the other end actually gets some freebies because the pressure's been applied at the other end. And, there's no reason why you can't take that into the longer form of the game as well. But the dynamic between both of us, that first 10, you got 10 overs with 2 players outside the circle. You have to take advantage of that.
In Test cricket, Usman's brought a lot to you, and Chris Rogers did, for different reasons.
Yeah, definitely. The thing that operates there between both of us when we're out there, that was more a mindset for me to get that sort of check-in. So I'd go down and say, how's things going? Uzi would say something to me, or Bucky would say, mate, normally you would put that away. But that's the confidence that they have and the relationship that we have to say, all right, I acknowledge that. Next one that's in that zone, I'm going to do it. Because normally if I'm going out there to look to defend, I might as well walk off. My mindset is to look to score first, and then my defence takes care of itself. And both those guys knew me well enough to actually apply that to me when I was out in the middle.
Nicely driven by Salman, but again, can't beat mid-off.
Howie, we picked up on that last year when they were both mic'd up.
Yes.
In the middle, Usman and Dave.
It's like the 2 Ronnies out there.
It was. But that reassurance, you're going well, Bull, you're going well. You needed that?
No, you do, because your partner can see something up the other end that you might not be feeling as well. Certain deliveries, certain areas that they're bowling, normally might be scoring shots for me that I'm not really going after. It's just that, that peace of mind at the other end go, he's got my back, he knows my game, and he can actually tell me that.
I think you're spot on, Kerry. It was great insight, David, because we see you walk out there. We think you're full of confidence every innings, and to hear Usman pump you up and you do the same for him, it's like, oh, these guys are fallible. They need each other working out the middle. It was great insight. What was it like batting with the mic on?
It was good. Like you don't even think that you got one on, and then at the end when you actually replay and listen to what you're saying, like, okay, I'm actually learning from what I just said, and each other. So it actually helps you, sort of preview for the next game or your next innings.
That's fantastic insight. Final ball of the Stark over. 5 dots so far to Salman Agha with a slip in place. And again, that bounce from Mitchell Starc. He's been fluent and quick this afternoon. third maiden after 23, 4 for 76. He's just stretching out a little bit, Mitchell Starc. Hopefully everything's okay. He's still got a smile on his face, although he has called to those on the side. Hopefully he's just stretching out. He's jogging off.
Looks like a cramp.
He'll be in charge of the situation down there, Dave.
Who's he going to go see then? He might be getting some gels into him, some high pickle juice. He's already cramping. 23 overs. He did bowl a big first spell. So
6 overs in that first spell. He looks okay.
He looks fine. Just a bit of a cramp. A lot of pressure going through that front leg when he's landing at the delivery in his delivery shot as well.
If anyone hasn't tried that pickle juice, don't. Wow, is that some nasty stuff? Rizwan on strike to Zampa. How would you describe the taste of it, David, if you had to do the pickle juice?
Tastes like pickle.
Pretty good summation, I guess.
It's not great.
No.
It's I used to use vinegar, which is I think I just
Pretty
like
similar,
that
right?
taste. Yeah, pretty similar. A bit better than what that is. That's horrible stuff.
You ever had any pickle juice, Gary?
Never had
No.
juice, no.
Right.
Been in a few though.
I'll die without one.
Put a pep in your steps, Scar. You got a good 35 ahead of you, yeah.
I've never seen anybody smile after a pickle
No.
juice.
Ronnie tried one on the big break a couple of years ago. He made his hair fall out. It's tucked around the corner. It's a clever little premeditated shot.
Our much missed co-commentator Shane Warne, the first thing he did out of a Big Mac was take the pickle out.
Tucked around the corner. It's a clever little premeditated shot.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of pickles themselves.
No, Warnie wasn't a pickle juice
Our
man.
much missed co-commentator
He was a lot of
Shane Warne,
things.
the
He
first
wasn't a
thing
pickle
did out
juice
of
man.
Big Mac was take the pickle out.
Hydrolyte though the next day.
Yeah.
Midori.
Yeah.
Pickles themselves.
Nah.
He was a lot of things. He wasn't a pickle juice man.
Hydrolyte though the next day.
Yeah.
Midori here, Salman Agger is a very good square of the wicket player of spin, and Zampa's just going to nail it on middle and off stuff, getting forward as much as he can. He's got a long off and long on in. I don't think Zampa's going to give him too much room. Agger is a very good square of the wicket player of spin, and Zampa's
He
just
goes
gonna
at a good
nail
clip.
it on middle and off
98 across his career as the throw had came back. There was real problems.
I don't think Zampa's
Just a
gonna
bit
give
of a
him too much
dispute.
room.
Matt Short get a hand on the ball. He goes at a good clip. 98 across his career as the throw had came back. There was real
Looked a
problems.
long one here if they both gone, but the non-striker wasn't interested. Rizwan.
He's running to the opposite end, to the danger end there, so it's not his call, and he hasn't even looked at his partner.
Talking to Matt Short pre-game, he's got his very young one at home.
He's running to the
You see him at the airport
end, to the
attempting the
danger
first
end, so
flight
it's not
to
his
Adelaide
call.
in a couple of days' time with the little one.
Fascinating shootout, isn't it? Jake Fraser McGurk and Matt Short
For a young
to
one
partner
at home.
Travis Head. Already
See him at
there's
the airport
Finch-Warner
attempting the first
chemistry,
flight to
Short and
Adelaide,
Head.
in a couple of days' time with the
McGurk's
little
got
one.
to upset that somehow. Fascinating shootout, isn't it? Jake Fraser McGurk and Matt Short to partner Travis Head. Already
Proactive batting.
Finch-Warner chemistry,
This was quick
Short
on
and
it.
Head. McGurk's
The
got to
Zampa
upset
over.
that somehow.
4 from that one. After 24, Pakistan are 4 for 81. Let's have a look at the wickets with Kerry O'Keefe and David Warner. Thanks to
Sam Ayub was the first, much highly regarded Sam Ayub. He just makes mistakes. Gets out softly a little too much. Stark did the business. Then Stark again to Abdullah Shafiq. A nothing shot, gloved. He didn't withdraw the gloves far enough. Stark had 2. Then Babar Azam played back when he may have played forward, and Zampa took the outside of off, as he often does. He's Malcolm in the middle overs. And then a brute for Cameron Ghulam. It's not Multan, baby. It's MCG. And then a brute for
Stark must be okay. He's had the pickle juice. He's back out stretching the foreleg like he's off in the Melbourne Cup tomorrow.
Great sales pitch if he actually finishes this over then for pickle juice, isn't it?
It will. Sales rocket. Stark must be okay. He's had the pickle
Been
juice.
impressive, hasn't he, Stark? First up from the
Like
spell.
he's off in the Melbourne Cup tomorrow.
He has indeed. White ball's been his forte for a long, long time.
Sales will rocket.
Has he ever said to you, he's been very successful here at the MCG. Has he ever said how comfortable he is in the going here? Has he ever made a comment, I love bowling MCG? Because his record is stunningly good here.
Yeah, he does have a very, very good record. But there was that instance there with Test match cricket as well, where he was getting that one, he was missing those ones purely just on the base of fitness and not having that opportunity with the bowlers that were there. But he's just got an amazing knack of taking early wickets, and then towards the end, he nails his death bowling. He's always bowling Yorkers. He's bowling that short length as well, trying to get into the big boundaries. But he's just got an amazing knack of taking early wickets.
Came good late in the IPL, didn't he? When the chips were on the table.
And when you've got a big price tag on your head and you don't take early wickets and you don't go as well as people think you should be, those questions start rising. But it's fascinating when you've got 14 games and you haven't done it in the first 5. It's a world-class player. It's the game. You know what you're going to get. Something will come and you'll get 4 or 5 games more and he'll win you those games. So people have to have the patience to actually understand that as well. It's the game. You know what you're going to get. Something will come.
The IPL, who was retained and who wasn't. Travis Head and Patrick Cummins were, and then there was all sorts of changes. Where are you off to, Dave?
Into that big auction house that you go to.
Sounds like an exciting place, Kerry.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, the Sunrisers, I don't think they've got enough money in the purse to make a team.
Cummins and Head.
Clashon house that I think went for 24.
Heinrich Claassen.
Serious player.
Not much
I'll
left.
Tell you what, though, the Sunrisers, I don't think they've got enough money in the purse to make a team.
I still think they'll be okay.
I don't think you'll go there.
Clashon house that I think went for 24.
Heinrich Claassen.
Stark chases his own ball.
What would his Mitchell Stark's psyche have been leading up to those finals in the IPL, Dave? You've been in it for a number of years. Would he have been still upbeat regardless of the pressure for the big price tag?
No, of course he would have. He knows what he has to do. He sort of didn't feel like he was in rhythm. He wasn't really swinging the ball as much as you'd like. But when you're bowling, in the power play in India, small boundaries and they're very, very good wickets. If the ball doesn't swing, which is his best attribute, you can go the journey. And every fast bowler, I mean everyone, got tapped last year. They're very, very good wickets. If the ball doesn't swing, which is his best attribute,
it's hard to fathom the speed of the outfield till you see it live.
Oh, no.
And you get to your first game, and it'll come off a thick outside edge, and it'll be at the rope quicker than you can blink your eye. Those grounds, Dave, fielders chase them, and the ball runs away from them.
Oh, no.
You could put 3 stumps either end, anywhere on the surface out there in the outfield, and you could play on it.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. Final ball to Stark over, 2 singles from it to the skipper Rizwan with a spread field.
Either end.
He takes it on away over the leg side, gets underneath it, and sends it back. First 6 of the afternoon by the skipper. It just goes bang. Spread field. Good way to finish the over, 4 for 89.
He saw this early, did Mohammad Rizwan. It was short from Mitchell Stark. It just sat up. He was well in front of it with his bat. He knew the man was out, but he backed himself and cleared it a long way. That's a big shot from the skipper. That'll send a note around the dressing room. Take Stark on. Big player in the remaining overs is Mohammad Rizwan. Has to go big.
He's telling me 75 ODIs. He's only hit 25 sixes, which is surprising. He's got one knee down and just dispatched that. First boundary, there's a 6.
And that's what Pakistan have lacked in this form, Howie. They haven't got 6 hitters. They dropped Iftikhar, Fakhar Zaman, Imam ul Haq hit 6s. They've just, Bubba and Rizwan aren't noted 6 hitters.
Juniors man, Zaman, tucked around the corner, no run.
They've made that decision. They're backing Saeem Ayub and Abdullah Shafiq at the top of the order. Irfan Khan isn't a 6-hitter in domestic cricket. He's busy, he hits 4s. And to beat Australia, you've got to have some power. And I don't know whether Pakistan have it. They need batsmanship. They need it from the skipper and Salman here.
5 for 23. Zampa riding his rhythm.
And to beat just straight. You've got to have
It's
some
interesting you
power.
say that, Kerry. MCG's renowned for it's a big ground. You have to be energetic. You have to run ones. You got to run twos. Boundaries are hard to come by because they're so big. The boundaries, so they don't have that power punch, but they've got to be busy. And I think that's what Rizwan brings to the table. And early on, we didn't see that at all with any of their top order. Boundaries are hard to come by because they're so big. The boundaries. So they don't have that power punch, but they've got to be busy. And I think that's what Rizwan brings to the table. And early on, even that being tucked around the corner there, they've done it about 4 or 5 times off Zams now. But this is the ability of the way that they play. If Pat Cummins moves from there, they can play that little dab sweep and they can actually get 2 or 4 from that. But Zams is happy to tuck him in, bowl straight, and happy to get 1. But this is the ability of the way that they play. If Pat Cummins moves from there, they can play that little dab sweep and they can actually get 2 or 4 from that.
Again intent. Well played by Salman. It's his first boundary.
This is the way Salman Aliaga rolls. He's a very good sweeper, and he just got a little too straight at Zanzibar. He'll be disappointed in that. Just gave him enough room. He got low, got a good piece of it. He's got to nail his length here against Salman Aliaga. If he sweeps length, could have a day out, Salman. Good stroke. What is it about the MCG? You were very comfortable here. Your record here was outstanding. Pakistan, you put them to the sword a few times.
Yeah, just got to try and apply pressure. They've got pace in their attack, and you've got to hit your mark. In Australia, and if you don't, you're going to get punished. And I felt like I applied that pressure. I felt like I got a lot of width from their fast bowlers, but my mind was first on how am I going to get 2s? How am I going to run hard between wickets? So I know the boundaries will come, and they'll come through hitting 4s, not 6s here. Applied that pressure. I felt like I got a lot of width. From
at the moment with David Warner, seeing to finish the over partnership 27 after 26. Pakistan 4 for 97. Let's have a look at that last 6, the first 6 of the innings by Rizwan. Keep an eye out for the bat tracker. Watch the ball speed in, the ball speed out. Red is maximum velocity. So it comes in at 113, goes out at 126. Just before he hit the ball is when the bat's at its greatest velocity.
So this is the stuff we get to see up here. What I love about him is that he gets so low in his stance as well, and he knows he can use the pace. Anything short of length there in at his body, he's very good at playing that shot. And it reminds me of Sarfraz Ahmed. You know, in Pakistan, the ball doesn't bounce as much, but these guys have got the ability to get so low and get underneath it. Anything short of length there in at his body, he's very good at playing that shot. Out there was incredible. It reminds me of Sarfraz Ahmed. You know, in Pakistan, the ball doesn't bounce as much, but these guys have got the ability to get so low and get underneath it.
So David, can you see, that's what you get to see up here. We can assure you yours was typically red and even redder, wasn't it, Kerry?
It was hot.
Probably in the first over of the test match as well, to be fair.
Oh, no. Did you... Rizwan sets up to hit a lot of leg side strikes. That's his favourite area. He was ready for that. Short at his body. He thought 6.
Probably in the first over.
A lot of batters do. They set up. Matt Short sets up to hit leg side. Did you have any favourite? Were you setting up to hit offside leg side? He was ready for that.
Abbott to Rizwan. Advances high on the bat. English has got a lot of work to do. It's going to fall in a hole. It does. Always looks safe as soon as it left the bat.
To hit offside leg side.
Mitchell Stark was running around there from fine leg, and I think they both glanced at each other there, and it sort of broke the momentum for both of them running towards that ball. And what people at home won't know here is that there's a bit of a little swirling breeze, and when that ball gets up here, you've got to commit. So you look, they're both running at it, they look at each other. It's probably a good thing they both didn't keep committing, because that might have been ugly. When that ball gets up here, you've got to commit. So you look, they're both running at it, they look at each other.
Very short.
Good thing they both
Just thinking, were you setting up to hit either side when the bowler was running in? Did you have a preference in your back of your mind?
I think with right arm bowlers, so early in my career, I really rarely faced left arm bowlers. So I was always right arm bowlers over the wicket. And then people started going around the wicket probably 5, 6 years later. So that's when I think I started thinking, all right, I can actually hit that sort of mid-wicket. So I started playing that sort of pick-up over mid-wicket shot and lost that, not lost the cut shot, but if there was any width, I was going for it. That's when I started thinking, all right, I can actually
face Salmon, just guys it down to third man, another single. As 100 comes up for the tourists.
Yeah, so what happens as well is people have that sort of favoured side, so they can get their head outside the line of the ball, then they can sort of flick their hands through it and go with it, like what you saw there with Rizwan. But also what that allows themselves to do is gives yourself options to go through the offside as well. So if you're looking leg side, and your leg stump almost becomes your off stump as well. So you've got the ability to manoeuvre that behind backward point, as well as flick it over sort of the leg side. Options to go through the offside as well. So if you're looking leg side, and your leg stump almost becomes your off stump as well. So you've got the ability to manoeuvre that behind backward point, as well as flick it over sort of the leg side. Options to go through the offside as well. So if you're looking leg side, and your leg stump almost becomes your off stump as well. So you've got the ability to manoeuvre that behind backward point, as well as flick it over sort of the leg side.
Pat Cummins won the toss earlier on. Mitchell Starc, a couple of wickets in his opening spell. Zampa, 1 for 23 from 5, got the big wicket at Babar Azam, who looked a class above any of his other teammates. Won the toss earlier on. Babar in the end was knocked over spell for 37. Zampa, since then it's been pretty tough going. Big wicket at Babar Azam. Final ball, the Abbott over. Any of his other teammates. Short, out! Abbott with the short one, which is paying dividends. It was short, it was taken by short. Now Pakistan are 5 down and in a fair bit of bother. Abbott gets his first wicket. Type of changing commentary to talk you through that. What a crew. Wasim Akram, Michael Vaughan and this man Mark Waugh.
Well, they didn't need that, Pakistan. They really didn't. That partnership was just starting to get going. 31. And the short ball works. On a pitch where there's bounce, it's not easy for Pakistan to play those horizontal shots. And a nice sharp chance by Matt Short there at full square leg. And a wicket right on the drinks break. Salman's gone for 12, it's 5 for 101. Horizontal shots and a nice sharp chance by Matt Short there.
Rivalry week में सबकी सांसें थमेगी जब सबसे बड़े राइवल्स के बीच घमासान टक्कर होगी Pro Kabaddi League Rivalry Week, 2nd to 7th November on the Star Sports Network and Disney Plus Hotstar.
Really important now from an Indian point of view.
What a performance by Team India. India, incredible. Rishabh in the hearts and minds.
They are not gone yet, Australia. They keep fighting.
India have fired back.
Has this been good, tough test match cricket that's been?
Australia versus India, the toughest rivalry. Starts 22nd November.
Right on the stickers.
That's the problem, the bounce.
He's playing it actually off the front foot as well.
Yeah, good stuff from Australia. Pakistan in all sorts of trouble. It's going to be Matthew Shaw. He's just taken the catch. Now he gets the opportunity to get the ball in hand and have a bowl. 23 overs remaining for Pakistan to try and get some kind of score. Matthew Shaw is just taking the catch. Long way short at the minute. Gets the opportunity to get the ball in hand and have a bowl. 23 overs remaining for
Big appeal, quicker delivery from short. Then we're going down leg side.
It's just been the story of the innings so far. Pakistan, when they've looked like getting a partnership, they've lost a wicket. They just can't get any momentum into this innings so far.
He's got 1 wicket so far in his ODI career. As Jamie Smith back at Trent Bridge in September.
They just can't get any
momentum. One-day series in the UK. He's got 1 wicket so far in his ODI career. on September the 29th.
The last game.
The last game in Bristol, yeah.
Series in the UK.
A late one.
Bit nippy at that stage of the
Bit nippy.
season.
Yep.
They still pay the same ground in Bristol?
Yeah, that's small venue. A late one. They always
Same
seem to
dressing
get,
room?
yeah, they always seem to get hit with the rain and
That stage of the
bit miss
nippy
out on a bit
season.
of cricket.
Yep.
It's a tiny
Pay the same
ground.
ground in Bristol?
Yeah, that's small venue. Late one. They always
Same
seem to
dressing
get,
room?
yeah, Rizwan's the key. Captain of Pakistan. He's 33's moved to from 57, and he has to bat out the innings. Captain
Well, they haven't got a lot to come. Pakistan, they've got Shaheen Shah Afridi at 8. Wasim Shah at 9. Harris Rauf 10. Muhammad Hasnan at 11. It's a bit of a long tail. They haven't got a lot to
So
come.
this is the last recognized batting pair for Pakistan.
Afridi at 8.
Rizwan and Irfan making his debut today. Good cricketer, gun fielder.
Hasnan at 11. It's a bit of a long tail.
Well, Irfan's away, he's off the mark.
Recognized batting pair for Pakistan.
I know you like talking about catching, Junior. What about this one from Matthew Short?
Gun fielder.
He's good fieldsman and he's short. Good cricketer, all-round cricketer. It was very
Irfan's away, he's
short
off the
from
mark.
Abbott. And you had to time the jump. That was the thing. It probably came slower than he thought. Matty Short, sometimes you can go up and then come down and the ball's not quite where you think it is, but he's pretty tall too. And pouched it nicely. They haven't fielded particularly well today on the ground, Australia, but that was a nice catch.
Quite a bit of support for Pakistan.
Yeah, they're always excited. The team are in a little bit of difficulty, but they're trying to get behind them, create some noise.
There's more Pakistan supporters here than Aussies, to be honest.
Fair call.
The dark green shirts out there.
Yeah, they're always excited. The team are in a little bit of difficulty, but they're trying to get behind them, create some noise.
There's more Pakistan supporters here than Aussies, to be honest.
Australia on the attack. They've got a slip in
Dark
place.
green
Two
shirts out there.
short mid wickets, a short extra cover. Irfan manages to find the gap.
Well, given that tail, you know, these two have just got a bad time now. There's 22 overs to go. You could easily get bowled out in 40 overs if they lost a quick wicket here. And the Australians have bowled well to the conditions. There's been pace and bounce in the track. They've bowled 13 bounces today for 18 runs and 3 wickets. 22 overs. So the bounce has been a good weapon for them today. The Australians have bowled well to the conditions. There's been pace and bounce in the track.
Nice
They've bowled
punch.
13 bounces.
Only going to bring a single. Look at the field that Australia have got to Rizwan. They've got these two fielders on the onside, short, in at mid wicket. There's a big vacant space down the ground. Only going to bring a single.
Yeah, but he likes to shovel on the leg side of Rizwan. He likes that bottom hand scoop, which we've always seen go for 6. He's a chance of holding out in the deep Rizwan if he doesn't quite catch it.
I think that's his go-to shot against the spinner as well. If anything, a couple of dot balls, he'll go towards square leg. And same with the fast bowlers.
For 6, he's a chance of holding out.
And I think that's what these youngsters with great experience for Irfan, Sami Ayub, Salman, and of course Abdullah, how to rotate that strike on a bouncy track. Play with soft hands. I mean, I've got the best sitting next to me. Mark Roy can explain exactly what his soft hand means.
I thought he was looking at you, Vorney. I'll take it. Thanks, Wazzy. I'll take that. Well, it's difficult because you're coming from Pakistan on pitches that don't really bounce above, you know, hip high.
Mark Roy can explain exactly what his soft hand means.
Nearly again, that short ball. Just short of Marnus Labuschagne on this occasion. It's causing Pakistan so many problems.
Well, to me, you've got to look at the field set. So it's set for a top edge or a hook shot that goes in there. You've just got to ride the bounce. Instead of playing that horizontal shot, just guide it, you know, down to fine leg, down to deep backward square.
So is it easier to settle back on a low wickets if you're going from Australia to subcontinent?
Just guide it, you know, down to fine leg. Probably, yeah, I think so. I mean, the bounce is what finds a lot of, I guess, subcontinent players out. I think it is, definitely. Yeah, it's easy to adapt to lower bounce, particularly there's not much seam movement. I think the wickets in Pakistan generally are very, very consistent, good batting tracks. Until the last 2 tests where all of a sudden
it is definitely got the sanity fine.
Yeah, got spinning tracks, but in my time there are always good batting tracks and it's in Pakistan. was really pace through the air, which could cause
Pakistan
damage.
most of
Reverse
the
swing
time.
until the last two tests
Julian.
were sudden.
Oh, there's a catch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there an edge on that?
There was a
Another
noise.
short ball. Australia, well,
upstairs.
they're convinced that there's an edge on this.
Oh, there's a catch. Yes.
Is there an edge on that?
There was a
Another
noise.
short ball. Australia, well, no review. Pat Cummins made the call. It was Josh Inglis that went up with confidence. The short ball is causing so many problems. No review. Pat Cummins made the call. It was Josh Inglis that
Tell you what,
went
it is
up with
mighty close to the
confidence.
edge in the glove. Very close.
There was some noise.
Causing so many problems.
You got good ears because you called it straight away, was he?
Yeah.
But
Still.
that extra pace and being close to the edge, you know, it's troubling. Very close.
Well, it's a good non-review from Australia because it's missed the bat, it's missed the glove, it's missed everything. Terrific short ball once again from Sean Abbott. He's bowling nicely.
Well, you've just got to cut that shot out. If you can't play it effectively,
It's
there's
missed
no...
everything. Terrific short ball once again for Matthew Short. Glenn Maxwell into the attack. Off spin for off spin.
Well, you've just got to cut that shot out.
I just think if you look at Pakistan today, they've not played with any intent. They haven't been aggressive enough.
It wasn't an easy pitch to bat on, especially just coming from Pakistan. And of course, they practiced for 2-3 days here. That's not going to make any difference. Practicing outside and then coming here on the square, and that playing against one of the best sides in world cricket, in fact, the world champions. Especially just coming from Pakistan. With pace, bounce early on with the new ball. Hopefully, they get settled in quicker. And after this game, or maybe game after. But yeah, we all knew they would struggle early on against Australia. Pace, bounce early on with the new ball. Hopefully they get settled.
Well, Bubba was the big wicket. He was the one player who did look aggressive. You know, he was going at a run a ball, and he got out to a nothing shot, really. It was just a normal leg spin, and that was the big wicket. I thought Gurlam was only there for half a dozen balls, but he looked proactive. He was a bit unlucky, but the rest of the batsmen just struggled to occupy the crease, really. That was the big wicket. I thought Gurlam, but it's a difficult one. You come out all guns blazing against Stark and Cummins on a pitch with pace and bounce. It's very risky. You got to pick your mark. That was the big wicket. I thought but it's a difficult one. You come out.
Yeah, I guess it's the schedules that these teams are
it's very risky.
involved in these days, where they go from country to country. They don't get a chance to play a game before an international. Yeah, I guess it's not easy for them. When you've come from Pakistan to play here at the MCG, where there's bounce in the track.
And grass on the pitch.
A bit of grass on the pitch. Pakistan 5 for 108.
जो नारा पिछले साल गूंजा वो इस साल भी गूंजेगा हरफन मौला असलम और मोहित की पुनेरी पलटन जीतेगी फिर इस बार जो नारा पिछले साल प्रो कबड्डी लीग पुनेरी पलटन वर्सेस गुजरात जायंट्स today at 7:30 p.m.
But it's pretty good. I think if Pakistan can post a tally, you might see a few more roll in tonight.
That if we get to 200, they're 108 for 5 and 30 overs, 20 overs to go.
Aaron Hardy to replace Sean Abbott. 2 overs, 1 for 6 for Abbott.
108 for 5.
Hardy's gone for 4 in his 2 so far. Fuller length. We haven't seen many full balls over the last few overs. And just a hint of movement.
I'm actually surprised he replaced Abbott. You know, he could have 2 wickets in the last over. And I'm surprised spin's been bowled at all at the moment. I'd have quick swing from both ends.
I mean, there's no swing and seam now. This was a straight delivery. It's just the bounce.
I'm surprised spin's pace on the bounce at the moment. I'd have quick swing from both ends.
There's no
12
swing
overs,
and
just
seam
managed
now.
2
This was
boundaries.
straight delivery.
That's 6 from Rizwan and a 4.
Just the bounce.
So he just can't get going.
I just can't see where the boundaries are coming from either. Most of the balls are hitting the splice of the bat. There's been nothing pitched up at all.
So he just can't get going.
And when it has been pitched up, it actually has been driven. But Australia have worked out, just hit a length, hit back of a length, use your short ball. There's been nothing pitched up at all. See, that ball there, you could be working that to third man. You know, you could be just angling the bat, using the pace. They probably haven't done that enough. Got a straight bat there, but there's not much sideways movement, so that might have been a bit tight. That can work that to third man or work it off your hip if it's a bit straighter than that.
I mentioned just a short while ago about the short balls being effective for Australia today. They've got 3 for 19 from the 16 short balls that they've bowled.
Out of 5, 3 wickets fell to short pitch delivery. That's a good shot, good intent.
That's better, down the ground. It's just going to make it. Oh, I'd rather see Pakistan go down fighting, playing strokes.
Just play some shots. And if you get out in process, it's okay. At least you give playing some positive cricket with positive intent.
I think they might be trying to maybe think if we get 220, we're in the game bowling at night. Just play some bounce on the track. That's what they're looking at now, I'd suggest.
At least you give 4 fast bowlers, no spinner, and of course Ahmed Jamal, who did really well.
Maybe you think he's not playing, is he? We're in the game bowling at night.
He did really well against Australia in the series, got runs, got wickets, and he's not in the playing 11. You need to groom all-rounders. You can't expect Jamal to come back in the next game and perform straight away. He should be consistent with Pakistan team in white ball and in red ball, in my opinion. You need to groom all-rounders. You can't expect Jamal to come back in the next game and perform straight away. He should be consistent with Pakistan team in white ball and
Good finish for Aaron Hardy. It's 5 for 112.
Yeah, busy player Rizwan leading from the front. He's on 40 of 6s down. All the Pakistan is struggling. 112 for 5 with much needed boundary. That was his first 4. He already hit a 6. But again, yeah, busy player Rizwan. We were discussing intent was there. Struggling. 112 for 5 with much needed boundary. That was his first 4. He already hit a 6. Very gutsy player as well, no doubt about it. Has been consistent for Pakistan in all the formats.
Well, we've got another change. It's going to be Marnus Labuschagne. So that's Matthew Shaw, Glenn Maxwell, now Marnus Labuschagne.
So we're just having a net at that end, the bowlers, and this end we're ripping
everyone's having a go. He got 3 for against England at Trent Bridge. Well, we've got another change. It's going to be Marnus Labuschagne. Ben Duckett, Harry Brook in his back pocket. Maxwell, now Marnus Labuschagne.
But Labuschagne?
Just having a net at that end.
Really? What's going on there?
Mighty England, you call them, Wazim. They fell to Labuschagne.
He's been bowling seam up as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been charging in a
bowling bounces. And
excellent.
I'm not sure I understand the tactics, to be honest.
Mighty England. They fell to Labuschagne. Sweet works for Rizwan on a regular basis, but not on that occasion.
He'd be dirty because there's only one man there. Sure, square. He gets that either side of Adam Zampa. It's 4.
He's the sweep again. It finds the gap. It's going to get to the boundary. He's got a terrific record sweeping in one-day cricket. He's been out 7 times to it, but he's scored now 394 runs at a strike rate of 188. So it's a very productive stroke. That's a googly.
He's really ripped his hammy out trying to get down to it. There's one. He had to reach that far for it. One-handed.
The skipper's on 44. Pakistan 117. It's a very productive stroke. 16. It's just starting to get going. It's in the air. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Marnus Labuschagne with the breakthrough.
Everything's going the Australians' way.
Golden arm.
Yeah.
He's got a breakthrough again.
Good decision to bowl him. But,
yeah.
Can he get it? Yes, he can.
You just put the mocker on him, Forney, saying his sweep shot's so effective. This one was too short. Wrong and again. Might have been a toppy.
I think again it's the bounce of the pitch. That did the trick.
It's too wide. It's way outside off stump. Premeditation. Good work by Inglis on the ball. Making good ground. Marnus, he's pretty happy, isn't he? And Pakistan once again lose a wicket when they just look like they're on a roll. This time it's the skipper, a big one. 44 for him. 6-1-17. Drinks come out into the field.
Time for the
थलाइवास के सचिन और उनकी युवा सेना कैसे करेगी रिकॉर्ड ब्रेकअप प्रतीक का सामना? Watch Pro Kabaddi League Rivalry Week, Bengaluru Bulls vs Tamil Thalaivas today at 9 p.m.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Dream 11 and Shriram Finance in partnership with HP Lubricants, Roff, Mother Dairy Ma Jaisi and Red Bull.
Indian batters are tough.
Fearless Indian batsmen and their bowlers
Shriram
tougher.
Finance in partnership with HP Lubricants.
India win the Test series. It's
Mother
time
Dairy,
to settle
Ma
the
Jaisi
score.
and Red Bull.
The toughest test between the toughest rivals. It's India versus Australia, Border Gavaskar Trophy.
Incredible epic Test series.
Australia versus India, the toughest rivalry. Starts 22nd November, Friday.
Between the toughest rivals. It's India versus Australia, Border Gavaskar Trophy.
Incredible epic Test series.
Australia versus India, the toughest rivalry. Starts 22nd November, Friday.
That's a huge reach.
Well, with such a big stride, you're going to be so low, aren't you? Your bat swing's going to be very low. And you're going to be, you know, anything with any bounce is going to have you in trouble.
Square leg back, fine leg back for Shaheen.
That's where Australia fancy this now, just to clean out the tail. There's a slip in place. The fielders are in tight.
And the other thing is when you're reaching so far down the pitch for a sweep shot, you're losing control, you know, the bat face and your swing plane. You know, you're out there reaching for it, so it's...
You're also losing a bit of power.
That's
That's
right,
right.
when you're reaching so far down the pitch for a sweep shot, you're losing control. We got one away, luckily. You know, one-handed sort of just beat the man there, but it certainly wasn't convincing.
You're also losing a bit of power.
Earlier in the over. Well, he got one away, luckily.
Just
one-handed.
over the top of mid-on.
Certainly wasn't convincing. Earlier in the over.
I mean, Shaheen should play his game. There's no point Shaheen blocking and getting out on a good delivery. If it's there, it's in the area, he should go after it. And that should be the message to him. I mean, Shaheen should play his game. And same goes for Irfan. There's no point blocking out on a good delivery. If it's there, it's in the area, or defending either way.
Well, they've got to try and work themselves up to 200. Still feels a long way short, but you just never know with the lights on. If the ball starts to zip around.
I reckon that's the last one he got pitched up. Shafri, I don't think he's going to get many more to hit on the front foot.
You just never know with the lights on.
If I was bowling, I certainly wouldn't be pitching it up.
Well, he's changing the angle, coming around the wicket.
Shafri, I don't think he's going to
Sharp.
get many more to hit on the front foot.
He just did what a lot of tailenders do, run for the shot.
Number 8, come on.
Real talent. His defense is batting at number 8. He's not a tailender.
Well,
he's very serious about his batting, by the way, guys.
He's not really a number 8, though, is he?
I think he has improved. Maybe number 9.
Is it more of a 9.5, I'd say? 9.5?
9.5. I'll give you 9.5. Back over the wicket, so another angle change.
I think he has improved.
Like my shoe size, 9.5. 9.5, I'd say. 9.5?
9.5.
I might as well drop him a half a point because I've been told he averages 8 in Test match cricket.
8.
8, yeah.
He's averaging 16, just over 16 in one-day cricket. That's not bad.
I'm dropping him to 10. I'm not giving him a half. I might as well drop him a half a point because I've been told
When stingy of you, Junior?
9.5 to 10.
Come on, Wes, he's not a number 8.
16, just over 16 in one-day cricket. That's not bad. I'm going to support him. I think he can bat. He can improve, but I think for that he has to play first-class cricket and bat there at number 7 or 8.
Another angle change. Back round the wicket.
Oh, there you go. That's why he's at 8.
Get that into you, boys.
Tremendous strike down the ground. It's in the slot. Shaheen Shah Afridi climbs into it.
Well done, boy.
Oh, I'm putting him back to 9.5.
Told you so.
Up again.
Yeah, I know. The slow ball as well. Look at this. On the front foot, the full face of the bat. First boundary to Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Well, we haven't seen many pure strikes down the ground. There's the first real one that's gone straight back over the bowler's head. We haven't seen many pure strikes down the ground. Another change. There's the first real one that's gone. Pat Cummins is just dealing in one over burst over the last few overs at the Shane Warne end. Short bowled one, he went for 2 runs. Maxwell bowled one, he went for 3 runs. Labuschagne bowled one for 5. Now back to Adam Zampa. Last few overs at the Shane Warne end. Short bowled one, he went for 2 runs. Maxwell bowled one, he went for 3 runs. Labuschagne bowled one for 5. Now back to Adam Zampa. Open space and the onside mid-wicket. Irfan to hit one into that cow corner. Open space and the onside mid-wicket. Such a clever bowler, Adam Zampa.
Really
always
is.
Into that
Very
cow
impressive.
corner. He always hits the stumps. Brings LBW bowled into the equation.
He just hits that length that's, you know, in between forward and back for the batsman.
Very impressive.
He always hits the stumps. Quicker one, flatter.
You see, on subcontinent wickets, this delivery probably would have been easily played towards point. But over here, it was a quicker delivery, sometimes extra bounce because of the grass on the pitch. And that's what happened to Babar. The front foot delivery there was.
I'm not sure he was watching the ball closely, Babar.
Yeah.
Point. What he was
over here,
thinking.
It was a quicker delivery, sometimes extra bounce because of the grass on the pitch. And that's what happened to Babar. The front foot delivery there was.
I'm not sure he was watching the ball closely, Babar.
Yeah.
What he was thinking.
It was a quicker delivery, sometimes extra bounce because of the grass on the pitch. That's what happened to Babar. The front foot delivery there was.
There's the sweep again, and he finds the gap. Much needed boundary for Pakistan.
Or you'll take it, but just for a fleeting moment, it's going to hit the back leg and it would have been absolutely dead in front. But just got enough bat on it. Zampa thought he was in the game there. Or you'll take it, but just for a fleeting moment, it's going to hit the back leg. It looks like it's going to sneak through in front and he gets the bat down. Just got enough bat on it. Zampa thought he was in the game there.
Oh, that's nice.
Ball fizzes off the surface, goes straight on. It looks like it's going to be spinning away from the right-hander. Good finish for Zampa. 6 for 128. Fizzes off the surface, goes straight on. It looks like it's a nice day in Melbourne. The lads have got the tops off. Finish for Zampa. 6 for 128. 16 overs remaining for Pakistan to try and get to some kind of competitive total. Lads have got the tops off. 16 overs remaining for Pakistan to try and get to some kind of competitive total. It's time for a change. We've got Kerry O'Keefe, David Warner, and joining will be Mark Howard.
Thanks a lot, Forney. Strong Pakistan contingent in the crowd today. They do support their own. It hasn't been their best performance thus far. Still a bit of cricket to be played. Shaheen Shah Afridi at the crease with Irfan Khan on debut. Plenty of work to be done. Australia have been impressive. Their quick men have found the lengths to bowl on this pitch. Australia won the power play. Rizwan and Bubba didn't go on with it. And now Stark's been recalled. Dave, Howard, good afternoon to you both.
Good afternoon, Skull.
Skull, good day, Davey. Stark, 3 out on the leg side. Afridi, who looks in an aggressive frame of mind, touch around the corner for a single.
Dave, Howard, good afternoon to you both.
Saw him go down the ground. Shaheen Shah Afridi. Davey, Stark, 3 out on the leg side. Track you like, Dave. Afridi in at 112, out at 122.
Any top order left-hand batter would be loving the shapes on that.
Go down the ground. Shaheen
Absolutely
Shah
incredible.
Afridi. Stark.
You know what you're going to get from him, though? He's not going to hold back.
122.
Any top order left-hand batter would be loving the shapes on that.
Imran Khan shirt. You see the skipper here hold up the World Cup, Kerry, when Pakistan won it, led from the front.
I was there that night. It was one of the great nights of world cricket.
There it is. Imran Khan.
What a captain he was.
Skipper here hold up the World Cup, Kerry. Played up in your neck of the woods, didn't he, Scott? Up in New South Wales.
Played club cricket for Sydney University and for New South Wales.
Wide from Mitchell Stark.
What a captain he was. He showed the boys the benefits of reverse swing.
Played up in your neck of the woods.
So many of them learnt from it. He was all about it, how to polish the ball one side, how to wet it, all that. He was very good at it.
Well, memory may fail me, and Laurie could tell me, but he made runs, did he? He might have batted 3 in the World Cup final, did he? He did bat high, Imran Khan.
How to polish the ball one side, how to wet
Young
it.
Inzamam and Mushtaq Ahmed. Javed, what a team they were, and of course Wasim Akram knocking over Lamb. Batted 3 in the World Cup final, did he? He did bat high. 72, Laurie's telling me, in the World Cup final, Imran Khan. Young Inzamam and Mushtaq Ahmed. Javed, what a team they were, and of course Wasim Akram knocking over Lamb. Batted 3 in the World Cup final, did he? Bat high. 72, Laurie's. So you're 34.3 overs in, Dave. Is it easier up here or down there?
Oh, I'd love to be playing out there, but no, I'm quite comfortable in this chair.
Well, the last time I heard your name in your paper, you were open to batting again in the Test match from what I read.
Yeah.
Easier up
Well,
here or down there?
I did say if they phoned me, I'd pick up the phone.
Okay.
I'd love to be playing out there, but no, I'm quite
Discuss
comfortable
more of that in the innings break as it's worked forward to square. Open to batting again in the Test match from what I read.
It's interesting, Dave, how you maintained such a good average in ODI cricket in the twilight of your career. How did you do that? Whereas a lot of players, Viv Richards, his numbers fell away markedly as he aged. You maintained a high strike rate and a high average throughout. How did you do it?
I always found that 50-over cricket was the balance between 20 overs and tests, and early on in my career, I got dropped after 7 odd games because I just played the way I wanted to do, like 20-20 cricket. But I found that you can actually build an innings and bat like I did in test matches and replicate that in the 50-over game. Early on in my career, I got dropped after 7.
Freed, he was winding up and then just decided to duck under the short one.
20-20 cricket. And that balance came with maturity and age as well. So I want to take the bowlers on, but in saying that, I chose wisely. I think I was educated. I had to educate myself on the go. And same as Test match cricket, I wasn't an opening batsman. I batted 6 and 7. Got the opportunity to open the batting in white ball cricket through Dom Thornley, and then like sort of adapted in second 11, then played a Shield game, and then just learnt on the run to try and work out my game plan. I batted 6 and 7. Got the opportunity to open the batting.
We're going to miss.
You probably haven't got many regrets, but there's one, the fact that Philip Hughes wasn't your partner for over a decade.
Yeah, it's always been the challenge. You know, when you lose a really good friend in such tragic circumstances. But we know that he's always at the other end with us. He's always watching down. And the career that Phil would have had would have been easily a 100-player format, without a doubt.
जो नारा पिछले साल गूंजा वो इस साल भी गूंजेगा हरफन मौला असलम और मोहित की पुनेरी पलटन जीतेगी फिर इस बार प्रो कबड्डी लीग पुनेरी पलटन वर्सेस गुजरात जायंट्स today at 7:30 p.m.
Look up at that camera there, Caleb. He's in for the Make-A-Wish Foundation up there. Say good day to your crew at home. How are you, mate? You good? That's all right. Advance down the ground, punched. They do take a single. Whose gloves you got on there? Look up at that camera there. You got Maxie's gloves. How'd you get hold of those? Say good day to your crew at home. How are you, mate? You good? Mate, they look magnificent. Great to have you up here, mate. Advance down the ground. Who's going to win? Yeah, good man. Good man. Absolutely spot on. 6 for 131. Mate, just a rule that Laurie was telling me that's come into one-day cricket, Kerry. I need to discuss with you. Yeah, good man. Australia 2 overs ago had their first warning. There's now a shot clock between overs. You've got to change within 60 seconds. You get 3 warnings, and then your third warning, you get a 5-run penalty.
Introduced this year.
Apparently so. So that's actually a shot clock between overs as opposed to the overall innings, just to keep things moving. 60 seconds. You get 3 warnings, and then... Oh, gee, didn't know much about that, Shaheen. He squeezed it down fine for a couple. So that's actually a shot clock between overs as opposed to the overall.
It's actually very difficult
to keep things moving.
To change overs in 60 seconds.
Oh, gee.
Is it?
Well, if you're running from long on to long on, what's that, about a 180-metre sprint? And then the captain's got to set the field. And if your players aren't listening or watching, change. And you only get 2 of them, so...
What is it?
Well, if you're running from long
advances, hoiks it straight down the ground. His entertainer is Shaheen Shah Afridi, and that's got the crowd on their feet.
He's a strong hitter down the ground. We've seen it in past visits. He's got all of this. It's the best method, left-handers against advance. Get him on the full and take on long on. Shaheen Shah Afridi did. Takes maximum. That's a good cricket shot. He was off early.
8-6 in 54 one-day internationals.
Handers against advance. Get him on the full.
Let's see Zampa go the distance too regularly. Did go again.
Takes maximum. That's a good
cricket shot. Zampa does him nicely. Just to ease things back a touch. 54 one-day internationals.
Love an aggressive approach there, Skull, with the slip in there.
Yeah.
Zampa go the distance.
Can hit for a 6 and you keep that slip in.
Did go again.
I think they're backing the fact Shaheen doesn't need the hand that much, so the Google's just around the corner.
Love an aggressive approach there, Skull, with the slip in there.
Yeah.
Punch down the ground. He has more success. Pakistani crowd on their feet. They're being entertained by Shaheen Shah. Valuable runs.
And that would be the game plan that Shaheen Shah against Zampa, take him downtown. If you can get to him on the half volley, advance, and he has done. Hit him for 6 and a 4 on the 1 over. What's he got here?
I fancy Zampa here, Kerry. Often the man with the answers.
And that would be the game plan that Shaheen Shah against
Straight
Zampa,
down the ground,
take him
should just be a
downtown.
single. Well done by Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Advance, and he has
Big
done.
over for the
Hit him
tourists.
6 and a 4 on the 1 over. What's he
14
got
from
here?
it. after 36, 6 for 144. Let's have a look at Shaheen Shah on the attack with David Warner.
Yeah, you've got a good bat swing there, Shaheen Shah. We know what he brings to the table. He's going to swing hard. And if he connects, it's going to go a long way. But that there, nice technique, struck back over the bowler's head. A couple of swing and misses.
Let's have a look at Shaheen Shah on the attack with David Warner.
Adam Zampa, that stride down the wicket's about 2.5 metres. Applying some pressure. He's going to swing hard. Back on Adam Zampa, which the middle order hasn't really done. The top order definitely didn't do that. A couple of swing and misses.
Last over for Mitchell Starc. Rolled the first 6 from this end.
Applying some pressure. Back on
Oh,
Adam Zampa.
takes him on as well. Then gets a good piece of it over way of the offside. Rolls to the rope. Handy runs this for Pakistan. Very handy. Last over for Mitchell Starc.
Well, for so long, Australia got their lengths right to the Pakistani batsmen. Bouncers were getting wickets. There were lots of dot balls. Suddenly, they've lost their length. And Shaheen Shah Afridi's disturbed all that. He's hung back in the crease. He's swatted. He knows there's no man out. Well, for so long, Australia got their lengths. And he's hit one to the rope on top of taking a few off Zampa in the previous over. This is good hitting by the number 8. Suddenly, they've lost their length. And Shaheen Shah Afridi's disturbed all that. He's hung back in the
Starc steams in.
Swatted. He knows there's no man out. And he's hit one to the rope on top of taking a few off Zampa in the previous over. This is good hitting by the number 8.
Bit of a nice change up there.
Starc steams in.
Don't think he can afford to pitch any up to Shaheen Shah. He's applied the pressure back onto the bowlers. I think Mitchell Starc might have to use that long boundary out the square leg here.
Backward square and deep mid wicket on the rope. Third man as well.
Applied the pressure back onto the bowlers.
Does go full.
Mitchell Starc might have to use that long boundary out the square leg here.
You've been privy to the 3 fast bowlers, Dave, over the years, Cummins, Starc, Hazlewood. Do they work things out themselves? What length is working, what length isn't? Do they need a coach to sort of advise, or do they just they trust their own judgment?
No, they're very smart. What they do communicate a lot out there together. I think what they work on specifically is more how they're feeling their rhythm. When Cummo's up and about, you see that ball kiss the wicket and go through. Starkey the ball swinging, gets the ball in the right areas. What they do communicate a lot out there.
Straight through him. Mitchell Starc knows how to get the job done. Does get the job done. An entertaining knock. Shaheen Shah Afridi comes to an end. Starc in his final over gets his 3rd. He's been the pick, and Pakistan lose their 7th.
Well, the back of the length didn't work, and he knew he had the Yorker in him, Mitchell Starc. Shaheen Shah Afridi with a big pickup. Starc knew if he could tail this Yorker in, he had a big chance. Actually, wasn't he? Or was it more of a length ball? But he just held it back with his wrist. So clever bit of bowling by the big quick. He has 3, and Pakistan are 7 for 148 in some trouble. Clever bit of off pace, Dave, wasn't it? Initially I thought it was the tailing Yorker, but it wasn't. He just took a bit of pace off with his fingers.
Yeah, it's a bit deceptive from up here. Skull, you saw that previous bouncer, he rolled his fingers on it, and then just there, got enough to get between bat and pad.
A bit of off pace, Dave, wasn't it?
That's the ability that he's had, is the knack that he's had over the last 2-3 years. He's worked really hard on that delivery, and it's so subtle. Out of his hand that you can't actually pick that up. But that length there as well, you think it might just come nicely onto the bat. Rolls his fingers over so slightly, and goes straight back in.
Bale ended up halfway down to 3rd man.
And it's so subtle.
Positive signs for Australia and the summer ahead with Mitchell Starc bowling fast and with rhythm and accuracy as Naseem Shah comes out.
Rolls his fingers over so slightly, and goes straight back in.
Bale ended up halfway down. 2 balls to go in the Starc spell. He's got to slip in place. Positive signs for nasty shot and the summer ahead with Mitchell Starc.
We often talk up here about the influence Zampa has on win-loss columns with ODIs, but this guy bowling has got a stunning win v loss record for Australia. If he gets wickets, Australia win. I think he averages 19 in Australia players wins, and a lot more than that when they lose. So he's as critical with the ball as Zampa is.
Yeah, specifically in the power plays. If he's swinging the ball and he's got his towel up, it's hard to get on top of him.
He averages
On a ball of the afternoon for Stark, 3 for 33.
And a lot more than that when they lose.
Nearly 4 for
he's as critical with the ball.
Throws the bat down on it. End of the over. Pakistan, 7 for 148. Ball of the afternoon for Stark, 3 for 33. Keep an eye on that. End of the Bale sails off into the distance. He showed intent though, Dave. Shaheen Shah.
They needed something because the top order was lacking that. We saw his opportunity as well to take down Adam Zampa. Ball spinning in. He had one-sider, French cut, and then used his feet.
Zampa to continue to farm. He showed intent though, Dave. Shaheen Shah.
They needed something because the top order
What's
was lacking
defendable
that.
for Pakistan, Dave? Now at 7 for 148, if
Saw
they
his
could
opportunity
get to
as well take
180
down Adam
plus,
Zampa. Ball spinning in.
could the pitch quicken a little bit
He
for
had
their faster
one-sider,
men?
French They're going to need to get the top two out fast and have a crack at Marnus and Steve Smith with a new ball. I think that's the only way. Because if the top two, Shorty and Fraser McGurk get off to a flyer, it's will be all but good night.
Wouldn't waste time cooking the barbecue when Jake Fraser McGurk's coming out to bat. So Dave, I think if you've got any opportunity, tune in. Tune in.
As you always say, how he puts bums on seats.
He does. You've seen him up the other end in Delhi. Some of the things he did there in a short period of time.
All but good night.
Waste time cooking.
He gave us an early market moniker in that final game of the West Indies.
He did,
last
didn't he?
summer. 6.5 overs, it was all over.
Tune in.
Chasing 80 odd.
You always say how he puts bums
Yes,
on
it
seats.
does. You've seen him up the other end in Delhi.
I don't think he's going to have much nails left by the end of summer.
In a short period of time.
He gave us an early market moniker in that final game of the West Indies.
Outside edge.
6.5
Sam will open his account.
Chasing 80 odd.
Only quite diminutive in stature, Fraser McGurk. Looks pretty solidly fit young man. Looks like he trains hard.
Yeah, he does. One thing I would like to see is his swing, his bat swing, pace with the connection of the ball getting out. I'd love to see that in the next one today.
The bat tracker?
The bat tracker.
You get the bat tracker on him. Might blow up the system. Young man looks like he trains hard.
You've seen a bit of him already. He said after that moniker innings, I want to be a 3 format player. Do you think that's feasible for him?
I think this is where it starts, 50 over cricket. I think you can build an innings. You can go out as hard as you want the first 10, but you've got to be able to have a gear switch. And he's got to identify that. And what is that? What does it look like? Specifically at venues like this.
He said after that moniker innings, I want to be a 3 format player.
Pitch map goes through 8, 1 for 45. Pakistan 7 for 152. All right, Kerry. From Flying Fox, here's Zampa from above.
Well, this is what, you know, a lot of people try and play back to him, or get well forward. Playing back can be a problem because he slides on. He's one of the best slider bowlers in world cricket, and he gets people caught on the crease, and they're indecisive in their defensive play. You've got to commit either really fully back and take him square, or get forward and drive him down the ground. He's fashioned a career of over 100 one-day internationals with the same method. It's foolproof. And he's been at the base of so many Australian wins. People make mistakes against him because he gnaws away. He's got the psyche of Warney. He's so strong mentally.
The best thing about Zampa is he always wants that ball in his hand. He's hungry. Even if he gets hit over before, he'll come back even hungrier and more determined. But he knows how to work the batters out. Does his homework, and he executes well.
Start today's done, so Cummins comes in with a slip, whitish third, deep point, deep backward square and a whitish fine. The men out to Naseem.
The best thing about Sampson,
tucks it around the corner. Kerry, you're talking about the effectiveness of Mitchell Stark. When he's taken 3 or more wickets, Laurie's telling me, in an innings in one-day international cricket, 3 or more wickets, that's 31 wins and 6 losses. To further highlight the deep point. Deep backwards.
He gets Zampa gets a lot of the kudos, but Stark, as Dave said, in the power play has been a weapon. But he also gets people out later, and by tailing the ball. Well, let's hope can he extend his career to World Cup 2027? Thoughts?
Yes, I think he can. And I think, what is he, 11 matches away from 100 test matches, I think it might be, Laurie.
But he also gets people out later.
Longevity in this game, he's done so well by managing his body. He's one of the toughest cricketers I've played with. No one would know a lot of the stuff, a lot of the pain that he's been through. His ankles, his back, his finger he sliced open. His tenacity to keep getting up and coming in and delivering ball after ball in a lot of pain. He doesn't show it ever. He's one tough character. In this game, he's done so well by managing his body. He's one of the toughest cricketers I've played with. No one would know a lot of the stuff, a lot of the pain that he's been through. His ankles, his back, his finger he sliced
Great insight,
open.
Dave. He's always, whenever you see him at the cricket team, he's always got a smile on his face. Always comes up, asks you how you are, how your family are. He's a very caring customer.
He is, always is. He's always the first one to greet you in the mornings. He's just got such a great calming nature about him. But on the wrong side, he can have that temperament, but it's very, very rare.
Slip in. Worked down by Naseem, not controlled, but hearing customer for single.
He is, always is.
I don't think anybody would mistake that kindness for softness when he's got a rock in his hand.
I still remember the spell. I think it was the whacker against New Zealand. It was a pretty stale game, but he was bowling 150 plus on a wicket. Ross Taylor was, I think, 200 not out. He just kept coming in, and just kept delivering, and he was in some serious pain that game.
Anybody would mistake that kindness for softness when he's got a rock in his hand.
I still remember the spell. It was a whacker against New Zealand. It was a pretty stale game, but he was bowling 150 plus on a wicket. Ross Taylor was, I think, 200 not out. He just kept coming in, and just kept delivering, and he was in some serious pain that game.
The winning of that World Cup under Pat, one of your highlights?
Yeah, that was very, very well planned out, very well executed. I think what won that was the 2 fielding semi-final and the final.
Picked away nicely by Irfan Khan, just got it short on the hip. Sent it through mid-wicket for a boundary to finish the over. 7 from the Cummins over. Pakistan 7 for 159. Just a touch short, it was right onto the length. If you're just joining us, Pat Cummins won the toss earlier on. Mitchell Stark, he's got things underway. Here's the wickets with David Warner on Fox Cricket. Finish the over. 7 from the Cummins over.
Yeah, first to go, Mitchell Stark bringing the ball back in. Chopped on, false shot. Next to go, Shafiq. Just lazy, no intent from the start and get go. And then Babar Azam, Adam Zampa once again skidded on, went back to 1. Kept a little bit low, no excuses there. And then we had Gullam, absolute rip snorter, got set up there by Patrick Cummins, as skillful as he is. And then we had Ali Agar, next to come in, short ball. Another one there, caught and leg side. And Rizwan, minus Labuschagne. Played 3 sweeps in a row, that one just a bit top spin there. He's got a knack of taking wickets. Shane Shah Afridi. Mitchell Stark rolls his fingers over that one, bowls him comprehensively. As skillful as he is.
Great summation, back live now, Abbott to Naseem. Works it away to point.
Caught leg side. And Rizwan, minus Labuschagne. Played 3 sweeps in a row.
In the meantime, Merton Khan's done pretty well here. He's 17 from 25, but wickets have fallen around him. He's on debut. He's young. His domestic record is outstanding. He's beavered away pretty well.
Back live now, Abbott to Naseem.
He's had to bat with the faster bowlers. He's difficult on debut, and Naseem now has a no ball to deal with. So, in the meantime, Merton Khan's done pretty well here. He's 17 from 25, but wickets have fallen around him. He's on debut. Tough when you get caught with with the tail on debut, isn't it? And he's done it fairly well, Mohammed Irfan Khan here.
You see him get the chance now with a free hit. 2 away on the offside.
We've seen him before, guys, haven't we, Nassim? He's strong down the ground. He could swat this a long way with field up, straight.
Take the pace off it. Into the pitch. And could be over the fence. There you go. See him get the chance now with a free hit. 2 away on the offside.
Spin rule, don't bowl a bouncer, don't bowl a wrong into a slogging tail ender, nor don't bowl a bouncer to a slogging tail ender.
It was a slow one, and it's his first 6 in one-day international cricket. He had to reach for it. Could be over the fence.
He's a strong hitter, Nassim.
There you go. Abbott again. On pace delivery.
Spin rule, don't bowl a bouncer, don't bowl a wrong into a slogging tail
Going back
ender,
to what you were
nor
saying,
don't bowl a bouncer
Skull,
to
just
a
about
slogging
batting
tail
with the tail as well. It's an art in itself. There is some very good batters that do that in time. And as we look here, he sets his base here.
Abbott again.
Slower ball as well into the wicket. He's got that right out the middle. I'm not too sure if his eyes were open there, but hit that very clean. Going back to what you were saying, Skull, just
Hesitation. Ooh, direct hit was trouble. Brilliant piece of work because it was going for 5 in the end.
as we look here, he sets his base here.
Run out was close. Overthrows were on.
Slower ball as well into the wicket. He's got that right out the middle. I'm not too sure there was a run there, but Jake Fraser McGurk there had a good side at all 3 stumps.
Hesitation. Ooh, direct hit was trouble. Brilliant piece of work because it was going for 5 in the end. Run out was close. Overthrows were
Just
on.
over the top of the bail. Not too sure there was a run there, but
Right, you like your bat tracker, Davey. Let's have a look at the unorthodox stroke
good side
from
at all 3 stumps.
Naseem Shah. Back in the crease. Brilliant piece of work because it was going 5 in the end.
85 metres. Launch speed 119. Just like that. Bail.
Let's have a look at the unorthodox stroke from Naseem Shah. Back in the crease.
85 metres. Launch speed 119.
In this match in February, Steve Smith won the toss and bowled because he said it'll get better to bat on in the evening. It often does here, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. That shadow slowly creeps across as well, just as you're about to go back out, just after dinner. After you've had a nice T-bone or something down there.
What do you have before you batted? If you fielded first, surely you're not getting into a big steak.
I don't eat. If we're fielding, I won't eat. I'll go in and have I know, like a high gelato or something. But I very rarely ever. I don't eat. If I'm batting it in Test match, I come off at lunch, I don't eat.
What if you've batted already? It's a changeover.
It's a lock-in. It's a lock-in.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I'm fielding the chairman's lounge. That's why.
Oh, yeah, you're not getting into a big steak.
I don't eat. If we're fielding, I won't eat. I'll go in and have
Short and evaded. The event fell over. It had a no ball and a wide in it.
If I'm batting it in Test match, I come off at lunch, I don't
Went
eat.
for 10. 7 mattered already. 6-9.
It's a lock-in. It's a lock-in. Yeah, definitely.
Right. So what about
the chairman's lounge? That's
when you
right.
made all those runs against Pakistan? You made your triple century. Was that was Adelaide, wasn't it?
Yep.
Did you just refuse to eat all day?
I was cooked.
Evaded.
Absolutely cooked, yeah. I think 1 or 2 times might have had a lolly at the drinks breaks, but no, I'm not a gel person either. Maybe it might have had a banana. It has to be something light. Just don't, because then you feel heavy when you're out there.
All day?
Yeah, all day.
Triple century. That seemed to work.
Hence why I probably cramped up here at the MCG Test match.
It was great television, though.
I think 1 or 2 times. I bet you got a laugh out of that.
Last 10 now. 5 outside the circle is Cummins. He's into his 9th. Irfan.
Maybe it might have had a banana. It has to be something light. Just don't, because then you feel heavy when you're out there.
All day?
Yeah, all day.
Triple century. That seemed to work.
Hence why I probably cramped up here at the MCG.
You got the even 200. You had nothing. You couldn't have got to 201, could you?
No
Were you
chance.
spent?
No chance. I was asking how long to tee. And I think it was like 50 minutes, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I was cooked. Once you start cramping in your sort of like your adductor area, you just got no balance when you're out there. And once everything goes, it's not a pretty sight.
If you were in a marathon, officials would have withdrawn you. I think, that day. I reckon they would have. Don't you reckon?
No chance.
No doubt.
You it looked dangerous to us up here.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I went back in straight away, and they just tried to cool my body down. I got in the ice bath and almost drowned.
Would you like to have a look at it? Here we go.
It's got no balance when you're out there. Once everything goes, it's not. I had nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Maybe you should have had the T-bone at the lunch break.
I know it was hot and I was cramping, but Enric Norkia that day was bowling 155 kilometres plus, and he just did not go down. Cool my body down. I got in the ice bath. But later on, Sapton told me he was getting a lot of gels in him down on the boundary and whatnot. And us batters out the middle, we got nothing. But yeah, everything was going. Absolutely nothing. My adductors went first. My forearms were going. Pickle juice wasn't working. That answered that question. But I had absolutely nothing left, and I don't even know why I did that second jump either. That was just silly.
There's the pickle juice going in and the pickle juice coming out again.
Marcus Harris was trying to crack some jokes with me. Usually I would respond.
Comes in far and short. Tugged away. Protection out at mid-wicket. Just a single.
Pickle juice wasn't working. Wasn't in the mind frame to joke around there at that time.
When you did that second jump, Toyota just revised your contract.
Pickle juice going in and the pickle juice coming out again.
In my mind, I was thinking probably the only way to get off the field was to try and do it, but no chance.
They may fancy their chances. This could be an interesting game. It looks Australia at the moment, but with Irfan Khan still there batting well. Shaheen was of assistance. Naseem's going well. 220, 225. We'll see. Naseem's going well.
Final ball the over to Naseem.
We'll see.
Gets on top of a short one. Pakistan hanging in there with 9 to go. 7 for 172. Time for a change in commentary. Or Wasim Akram, Michael Vaughan, and Adam Gilchrist take things. Michael Vaughan and Adam Gilchrist take things.
Thank you, Mark Howard. There's the tail of the tape for Pakistan. Thank you, Mark Howard. There's the tail of the tape for Pakistan. Impressive bowling display. Mitchell Starc started so well. Beginning of the day, picked up the first 2 wickets. Mitchell Starc started closed out early. Beginning of the day, proceedings, first 2 wickets of 10. Mitchell Starc started closed out early. Sean Abbott continuing from the Shane Warne stand end. Sean Abbott continuing from the Shane Warne stand end.
172 for 7. If they get to 200, 210, ideally, there would be a good total. At least we have something on the day to defend. 210, ideally, there would
Must
be
apologise to Shaheen Shah Afridi. Last time I was on, I was saying he was a number 10. Then he just come out and smoked a quick fight 24.
He has been working hard on his batting for the last couple of years.
Quick fight 24.
He has been working hard on his batting.
He's pretty good. Played a couple of nice pull shots.
Yeah.
A couple of nice pull shots.
Yeah.
He played like Irfan in the future of Pakistan cricket in white ball as well. I mean, he's a gun fielder too. Exciting talent. I hope Pakistan stays with him on a regular basis. Exciting talent. I hope Pakistan stays with him on a regular
They just
basis.
dropped their intensity a bit, the Aussies out there. The ball's got a bit softer, so it's actually been pretty good batting conditions the last hour or so. Ball's got a bit softer, so it's actually been pretty good batting conditions the last hour or so. If they can somehow get to 200, 220, and that's a long way off, 220, but somehow get to 200,
Playing his role nicely too, Naseem
Yeah,
Shah.
Naseem can actually bat. I've seen him won a couple of T20 games for Pakistan. One was a couple of years ago in Dubai against Afghanistan, he hit 2 sixes in 2 deliveries. And another one, I think, in Sri Lanka against the same side. But he has to take his batting seriously. And seriously means he has to bat in the games. Right, first-class game, not just in T20 or one day. He can bat, no doubt. He's got the potential. Seriously means he has to bat in the games. Right, first-class game, not just in T20 or one day. Good variation. Slow ball bouncer from Abbott. 1 for 33 in his 8th over.
Doesn't look quite as comfortable bowling from the Shane Warne stand. And when he bowled for Emerson, he bowled quite quickly and got the ball zipped through. I don't know whether there's a little bit of a breeze he's bowling into there. Not quite as comfortable bowling from the Shane Warne stand. And when he bowled for Emerson, he bowled quite quickly and got the ball zipped through. I don't know whether there's a little bit of a breeze he's bowling into there. Not quite as comfortable bowling from the Shane Warne stand.
Push for 2, but have to settle on 1. Yeah, he's just changed his strategy a little bit too. He's almost gone Sean Abbott into that, what we see a lot in his big bash bowling.
T20 format.
You see it here at the MCG, in particular Melbourne Stars do it well, getting the ball into the pitch. Deep square fields. You see a lot in his big bash bowling. He has
T20 format.
you see it here in the MCG. 3 out in the deep on the leg side.
You know, I'm all for variations, but at some stage you realize as a bowler, okay, I need a couple of wickets here, and we'll be, you know, we'll get the opposition out. I'm all for variations, but at some stage you realize as a bowler, okay, I need a couple of wickets here. 42 was gone, 7 for 175 Pakistan. 42 was gone, 7 for 175 Pakistan.
There's a decent enough crowd in for the opening fixture of the summer for the men's. It's an atmosphere.
Yeah, my word, they're all down in the lower half of the stands. They're packed into the sun. It'll be going to get a bit fresh there tonight out there, but at the moment, yeah, my word, conditions are comfortable enough. The lower half of the stands. Pakistan crowd are just starting to get a little bit excited with this fight back.
Change of bowling. Maxwell. Mid-wicket, Dawn and square leg on the boundary, leg side. Change of bowling.
Brooks, trouble.
Could be in trouble at the bowler's end. That's gone. It has cost him the little slip.
They just did not need that.
We have an umpire review for run out at the bowler's end. Review first angle, please. Unavailable.
Not need that.
We have an umpire review for run out at the bowler's end. Review first angle, please. Unavailable. Thank you. Take it cleanly. Wicket's broken, bat's still in the air. We need to make my decision for the big screen.
Confirmation. The mix-up, the slip. Like a misfield. Often you try not to run on those because of the indecision that can create, but it brings about the downfall. Debut of Irfan Khan. He played well, a partnership of 27 with Naseem Shah, but the little mix-up has cost Pakistan their 8th wicket.
He just slipped, didn't he? I just wonder when he slipped whether he should have said no. And I wonder whether he should have slid his bat. He went to put it in rather than really slide it in.
I think he was off balance as well. Look at that shot there. He slipped, like you said here. He should have said no. There and then.
Yeah. And he's put his bat in. He hasn't slid his bat.
As well. Look at that shot there. He slipped, like you said.
Already slides his bat, he gets home.
Rookie mistake.
Would have been close.
It's a handy bit of work. Matt Short.
Yeah,
was a throw. Throwing off balance, got it in the right area. Shah on strike, it's Harris Ralph at the non-striker's end. Off balance, got it in the right area. Spoke to him before the game as I was walking off from our pre-game. He said, it's great to be home. Back on the MCG. Non-striker's end. Off balance, got it in the right area. Spoke to him before the game as I was walking off. A bit of the heavy lifting with ball in hand later on this evening. Back on the MCG. Just that for the wicket, just allows Australia. They'll just try and soak up some dot balls here. They'll try and bowl Pakistan out, but certainly not let them begin to damage them on the scoreboard. Just let's advances down, settling underneath it. It's going to be too big. Lovely blow. Seems sharp. Doesn't let the mix-up with his former batting partner get the better of him. It's going to be too big. Taking Maxwell on.
Change of bat.
Blown a bat as well in doing so.
I don't think I've changed the bat after that. That's smart batting. It's the place to hit sixes in Melbourne. Down the ground, the boundary's not overly big. But it's a well-controlled shot. It wasn't a wild swipe, it was a controlled shot. And he's hit it beautifully.
Like I said, this boy can bat. Look at that shot. It shows he's got the talent. Just had to practice a bit more, especially in the games. Naseem Shah's on 20 of 22. Good strike rate, just over 90.
Would he have a spare bat?
Probably. Nowadays they carry 20. Even the tail enders.
I don't know if he would have a spare bat batting at 9 or 10.
Probably. He's got a couple.
Well, that's if they're his. He might have stolen them.
It's his sponsor. I think they're definitely.
Okay, all right.
Did he chase it, did he?
He's got a couple.
Sure. Well, that's if they're his.
It's his second six in his innings.
It's his sponsor. I think they're definitely.
Okay, all right. The first one was the free hit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sean Abbott went for the slow ball bouncer. Clubbed that over the wicket. That's as good a shot as you'll see. The first one was the free hit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sean Abbott went for the slow ball bouncer.
I like the way he charged towards off stump.
That's as good a shot as you'll see.
Nicely played, sensible cricket.
Yeah, he went at the ball because sometimes if you go inside the line, it doesn't spin, you're going to be stumped. But he went at it, so if he missed it, it would have hit him on the body anyway. Yeah, he went at the ball because sometimes if you go inside the line, it doesn't spin, you're going to be stumped. But he went at it, so if he missed it, it would have hit him on the body anyway.
Just held back a little floater from Maxwell. Been out the front of the hand perhaps, but an eventful over. And Maxwell, 8 for 182. Just held back a little floater from Maxwell. Been out the front of the hand perhaps, but an eventful over. Crucial Pakistan.
Indian batters are tough.
Fearless Indian batsmen and their bowlers tougher.
India win the Test series.